All right, hello everybody. We are going to set up here for hole number 9 here, and a couple different ways that I like to do this one. Having the length could be a good thing. You can see that my sniper right now is only at 166, so I'm thinking about taking something that's into the 170s ideally. And even towards 175 is going to be a little bit better. However, you need to consider length if you're going to do this, like accuracy as well. So if I take something that's 180 here, I really need to kind of hone in on that perfect ball. A great ball could potentially put me into a lot of trouble, especially a 2-ring great ball. So something you really got to be critical on. You can get away with... you can definitely get away with making it to where you don't, put yourself in trouble with the accuracy. If you can get it down there long enough, you can still go at this with a sniper. It's just going to take some work here. You can see they did remove the trees for this course. What I try to do is I try to land it up here into the open fairway. So just to get a little bit more wind effect as well, I'm going to try to do this with a extra mile. And what I'll typically do is maybe 2 topspin, somewhere in this effect. I'm going to try to land it up longer than the fairway, or where that rough patch is. So somewhere up in here, about 4 rings, 5 rings, somewhere in that effect, maybe just a little bit of curl. And you can see with what I'm doing lengthwise that I'm going to make sure that I'm putting a lot of the full power on this. And again, as I mentioned, just try to make sure that it lands up here in the fairway. And you can see with the amount of topspin I put, pretty good. I would have really liked the perfect ball there. It's going to make it just a little bit shorter. However, where I am is okay, but if I can get it over towards that left edge, it's even better. So a perfect ball, maybe just a tiny bit more curl, would be ideal. But you can see the gist of what I'm trying to do. And if your sniper is a 10, for instance, you might just want to go with the sniper 10. Similarly, if you have a Guardian 8 or even a Guardian 7, anything that's 175, these are probably things you want to focus on because it's going to be just a little bit safer than what I just did there. So let's take a look here. What I'll typically do is a fairway hop here. It's pretty much the safest way for me to play this. You can see I won't even need to go into overpower with this, which is nice. So what I usually play is about 2 backspins somewhere in here. I'm just going to try to mimic this land zone. So I'm trying to essentially visualize, 4 rings up as kind of my land zone. So I'm just going to pull it up, kind of 4 rings in that effect. Just kind of check the land zone. Looks pretty good. So I'm just going to kind of set it here and just kind of hope for the best. Again, perfect ball is going to be kind of critical, especially if you want an albatross. Let's see how this hops. But you can see kind of the gist of what I'm trying to do is just kind of slow roll it in, try to guess my ball guide. But you can see that it'll still be very makeable even with no back. With no guide. I'm just playing, from memory. I've played this shot for well over a year into this hole. It's the safest way to play it. It takes the rough out of the equation. It's just very, very safe. I'll even do that going into, if I have sniper on and have to do a full power shot to do that, that's still the shot that I'll prefer to do rather than top spin it through the rough. That's one of the things that you'll see a lot of guys try to do is they'll try to top spin it through the rough. And it's very challenging to do that. This is a very tough hole. It's actually, you don't want to ever sleep on this one. As you can kind of see here, my opponent, already they're not going to get this one. So it just kind of, something that you want to keep in your thoughts is make sure that you're being very exacting on this hole. One little minor mistake, you put the ball in the rough, you get out of position, and you're going to more times than not, you're going to forfeit a stroke on this one. So you wanted to try to eliminate the mistakes, and that's the reason that you saw me play the approach that I did. Play it hopefully very safe, but keep in mind how critical that drive is. Let's say, hypothetically, I hit a good ball off that drive. I'm really going to put myself in the rough with an extra mile. It just doesn't have the accuracy to be able to do that. So hopefully you guys might have power 4 options, and you can kind of replicate my shot with about half power would be ideal. So keep that in mind for that technique. And again, with that power 4 option, especially if you want to still bring sniper, and again, like a Guardian that's like 175, you're going to be able to easily replicate that. You're going to have much more ball guide, make it a little bit easier to hold out. However, I can show you that even with the limited ball guide, we're still going to technically be able to get it. Just requires perfect execution. Good luck with that hole, guys, and with your rounds. Be on the lookout for revisions to come. I'm going to do one more set for you guys here.